The National Rifle Association is a nonprofit charitable corporation chartered back in 1871 here in New York. The NRA, along with Wayne LaPierre, who ran it up until 2 weeks ago, is now being sued for fraud by New York State Attorney General Letitia James. Wayne LaPierre, along with 2 other executives, are charged with stealing $45 million from donors to the NRA by making deals with an ad agency and a travel agent, and then getting what amounts to illegal kickbacks by charging vacations, clothing, and travel on the credit cards of the ad agency and the travel agent. The trial began on Monday. During testimony on Thursday, Christopher Cox, who served as the NRA's top lobbyist in Washington, said he was disgusted by Wayne LaPierre. He was disgusted to learn that the head of the National Rifle Association, Wayne LaPierre, made the NRA pick up the tab for close to $250,000 in designer suits. Yeah, real outdoors man, Wayne LaPierre. The New York State Attorney General reportedly learned of financial irregularities at the NRA when Colonel Oliver North, remember him? Back in the 80s, he illegally sold weapons to Iran and then used the proceeds to illegally fund the Contras in Nicaragua. Well, he briefly became president of the NRA and then engaged in a power struggle with Wayne LaPierre, the NRA's chief executive. Oliver North, we thought, was the good guy in all this, but how could Oliver North ever be the good guy in anything? We have now learned on Tuesday that Oliver North agreed to serve as president of the NRA. It's a job that pays nothing. It's an honorary title. But Oliver North, like Wayne LaPierre, quickly turned it into $1 million a year salary when he became host for NRA Television, a gun rights network set up by the NRA, we are learning, to launder money, to get money from the donors who give to the NRA and funnel it to NRA TV and into the pockets of criminals, alleged criminals like Wayne LaPierre and Oliver North. This is according to testimony and according to the New York State Attorney General. One of the NRA's vendors, the ad agency Ackerman McQueen, received nearly $135 million in contracts from the National Rifle Association, and a good chunk of that money, according to the Attorney General, ended up in Wayne LaPierre's pocket. It's a kickback. I'm the head of the NRA. I can disperse funds. I'm going to give you $135 million. You give me a credit card, and I start charging things to your company. According to testimony, on Tuesday, Wayne LaPierre operated in secrecy, punishing any board member or accountant who questioned his doctored invoices or any of his spending. One accountant said he began asking questions and then immediately found himself unable to log into the NRA's computer system. He got locked out, was asking too many questions. During her opening remarks on Tuesday, Assistant New York State Attorney General Monica Connell gave an example of how Wayne LaPierre and his wife used the NRA as their personal piggy bank when they charged the National Rifle Association $59,000 so they could fly their niece on a private jet from Nebraska to Texas. Your hard-earned NRA money at work. And then they charged $79,000. They made the NRA pay $79,000 to fly Wayne LaPierre's niece on a private jet from Nebraska to Orlando, Florida. According to recent filings, the National Rifle Association spent $3.2 million last year on gun education and training, which was the original intent of the National Rifle Association to train sports people on how to use a gun. Last year, they spent $3.2 million on gun education and training and $44 million on administrative costs. The trial is expected to last 5 more weeks, and Wayne LaPierre, who should rot in hell, is going to testify next week. 50,000 Americans dead every year from gunshots. This man's fault. This man's fault. We can't get an assault weapons ban. This man's fault.
It's time right now for the David Feldman Show. So get